So I recently bought myself a Kenwood D710, good radio, but it does not come with the programming cable. And the local shops around here want about 60 bucks for this cable before taxes and shipping. I was able to get onto DigiKey, order up the parts for around $20 and make the cable myself. So here we go. It's a fairly straightforward process. And this is what we've got. So the cable is a 8-pin mini DIN male 6-foot cable, and it terminates into just bare wires, perfect length for going into the DB9 connector. A DB9 female 9-pin. And the plastic back shell components. So Kenwood gives us the pinout showing both the male DIN connector and the female DB9. Just be aware that it's showing that looking towards the pins or the connectors you would put in either the computer or the radio. So that is the front, not the opposite side where you would solder, and it indicates that as well. I also have the pinout or the color code from the cable. Manufacturer gave us that. One thing to note though is pin 2 on that indicates that it's a purple wire. On mine it was actually a white wire, and just a simple check with the ohm meter verified that for me. So with all that, let's get to some soldering. There's only 5 connections that need soldered. I soldered the pins first and then clipped the unused leads. I guess it probably would have been easier to clip the unused ones first, but so be it. So we'll solder up some wires and carry on from there. So when it's all finished, you should have this 5 connectors going in and the unused leads clipped off. The back shell goes together relatively straightforward. Just goes in there, the cable's clamped down, the 2 screws to hold the connectors together slide in, and then the whole thing just gets clamshelled shut and snaps together. So nothing, no major thing there, just make sure everything's lined up. Okay, so let's get this all hooked up here. Make sure your pins are lined up and plug it into the back of the control head. I had to take mine off to the mount so I could see it. Booting up into Windows. And obviously I have to use a USB to serial adapter. They just plug together. And when using VirtualBox on the Mac, I find it's better to plug the USB portion in once it's all booted up. Okay, so we're ready to go. Fire up the Kenwood software. It's a different software for the 710G as opposed to the 710As. So I think it's MC6. So I start up the software, and then you need to boot up the control head, start your download of your settings, and we can see that the computer is downloading the settings there, and we've got program MCP on the control head. So it works, all's good to go, and for what cost me $24.51 and about 20 minutes to build, it would have cost me $60 plus taxes and shipping to buy in store. So definitely a worthwhile project. 7-3.